could have started from the end. Now I have a house for kids and even a big land. Who knew I'd have only made mistakes that would have been fixed with a slice of cheesecake? Demo Salvatore was my 18 dream, but now the only one I be with is Chandler Bing. Yeah, here I am talking to you since I'm 30 as fuck.
Hello, stunning, gorgeous human being that you are out there. Welcome back. This is 30 as fuck, and I'm Vanessa Rossi, and I'm your host. Okay, look at the light outside. Okay, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see actually how pretty this day has been so far. And if you're not, trust me, it's beautiful outside finally. It kind of looks almost like I don't know, a little bit like a sprinkle of spring coming, but of course it's just January, so it's just fakey. It's just fake. Anyway, let's go. Let's go, because today I want to talk about something spicy. I want to talk about sex. Oh, sex, the best thing ever. Okay, not the best thing ever. On a scale of like the things that I love the most, I think that the first, it's, the feeling when you take off your bra. I think that's the best. Then the second one is pooping for sure. And then the third, I think, is sex. But still on the top 3. So let's dive in. Okay. Why do I want to talk about sex? I think we didn't talk about sex enough. And I think it's very interesting to talk about it now that I'm in my 30s and I know way more than what I used to do when I was 20. And so I wanted to just, I don't know, get deep into it and see if you feel the same way. Okay, so sex is amazing and it is way more awesome now that we are in our 30s. Am I right? I think I'm right. Okay. Have you ever feel that, I don't know, now you don't give a shit anymore? Now, if you're with a partner or multiple partners, you are more willing and free to say what you like and ask for it and act to it than when you were in your 20s. Okay, this is also dedicated to all the, early 20s, mid 20s girls that are listening to this podcast as a guide. Ladies, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get way better. And before you try to tune in into this, what I'm about to tell you, that it's gonna be. Okay, so, I don't even know where I want to start. Let's start from how I felt when I was in my 20s. Okay, so I lost my virginity pretty late. Although there's not an expiration date, I want to anyway say that I was 21 years old. And the reason is because I'm a romantic. I just wanted to find the right guy and fall in love and give him my flower, as Monica Geller will say. And I didn't. And so at the age of 21, I just gave up and lost my virginity in the back of a car, way too drunk with an asshole. So first lesson, ladies, young ladies, don't do that. Anyway, what got me to that point? It was exactly that type of feeling. I was insecure and I didn't know what I was doing. And, I was very self-conscious about my body, and Jesus Christ, I was 21 years old. What could have been wrong with me? I was gorgeous, okay? But I wasn't feeling it. And even just being naked with a boy, I don't know. I was so nervous about it. And although I kind of knew my body at that point because, masturbation was part of my life already. And we're going to dip into that later on. Either way, like I felt so self-conscious about what I was doing, and I was focusing way more on what they wanted me to do, what they were telling me, as if they had a clue, And so when you're in your early 20s, that's kind of what you do in your 20s. You're have the tendency to actually put the other person first, to, I don't know, feel a little bit ashamed to ask for things that you like. And then you grew up and you reach your late 20s, early 30s, and you're like, you know what? Fuck it. For me, what it was like the moment of like the realization, or the moment I didn't give a shit anymore, it was after my second boyfriend. So let's give you like a random idea. So lost my virginity, had 2 night stands in between, and then I met my first boyfriend, stayed with him 4 years and a half, and then my second boyfriend for another 7 months, basically right away. And then I finally found my sexuality. So it's also funny because what I thought was supposed to be, so like, fall in love and that's how I'm gonna feel confident and do the things that I like, it was actually not what it was. And I don't think it was because of that. I don't think that there's a right way to do it. I just think that it's like, when you grow up and you reach your late 20s, early 30s, you have a different opinion of yourself. Maybe you worked on your mental health and you discover yourself sexually. So in between the sheets and outside the sheets, and so you live your sexuality differently. So after my second boyfriend, I actually started to go on dates and have some night stands, or some, dated a guy for a little bit, 2 guys at the same time. And it was nice to see, to explore a little bit more also with different partners, because I didn't give a shit about them in a respectful way, meaning that of course I respected them and what they wanted. Of course, it's always like, two-way street. It's always like a partnership, whether you're in love or not. But at the same time, I didn't give a shit about what they were thinking about me. If I was doing something weird, if I was pretty enough, if I don't know, my cellulite was too visible, if my belly was annoying. And let's be honest, I had them actually chance to feel good about myself, because lots of them appreciate a part of my body that usually I'm ashamed of, or I have been ashamed of in my early 20s. And so that was very interesting to see how at the end of it, and I was working, meanwhile I was working on my mental health. So more my mental health was, healthier and getting better. More my confidence was getting better. And that's how I want to shift to also this other part. And it is how much is connected. So how much sexuality and the way you feel doing it and exploring it is connected to your mental health. It's a two-way street. And, sex can help your mental health to feel better, because of course it's good for your body, it's a good hormone, so you can sleep better. It's good for your entire body, and that's why you should do it in a very healthy way. And how mental health can change your sexuality. So if you have a good mental health, you can have a absolutely great sexuality and sex life. And if your mental health it's a little bit on the edge, or there's something that has to be fixed, it can also imply that your sex life it's a little bit on the edge. So I will encourage you to actually think about this and give it a look. I don't know if you're in a relationship right now, or if you're just having some fun exploring your life, whatever you do. If you're exploring with your longtime partner, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever you're in love with or you care for, or if you're just exploring your sexuality with different partners, I encourage you to kind of give it a look and see how you feel. This is also connected to menstruation. Yes, as women, it is. There are moments of our cycles where we feel more into sex, and the way we feel while we doing it, like after your period, after your menstruation period. That's, the period like during ovulation. It's when you feel more sexy and more into sex, and you want to wear the sexy thing, and suddenly your body, it's the temple, and you want to try new things, and you want to play around a little bit more. And so I will encourage you to actually listen to that and listen to what you want to do, how you want to do it, and what your body's telling you. And if you want to try anything new during that time, after, maybe before actually your period, I think it's luteal phase. If you're actually more into love, romance, cuddling type of like sex, please tune in. And the best part and the most important part about all of this is to talk about it with your partner, with whoever is sharing this beautiful experience with you. So yes, why do we feel more good in our bodies when in our 30s, and why do we enjoy sex way more? Because we don't give a shit anymore. We don't have, I don't know, I think we make peace. At least me personally, I made peace with my body. I'm taking care of it, I'm exercising and trying to eat healthy, but I love it. I love my body. Of course, there are things that I don't love about myself. It's normal. They're gonna be there for the rest of my life, but it's a different type of dislike. It's more like, it's still there. Whatever. I'm gonna just try to not look at it and move on. Now it's like this. When we were 20s, when I was 20, literally my belly I was obsessed with it. I was obsessed. I was looking at all my girlfriends. They were all like flat belly, and I always had a little bit of belly. And now I found out that it's the sexiest part of myself when I'm bad with a man. Weird. But that's what it is. They're obsessed with it. What can I do? Like, I guess I'm lucky, or they're lucky. So it really changed. Like, we're not so focused on being something else or being somebody else. We're not comparing ourselves that much with other women. We're not, I don't know, pushed to fit in a box. We're more like aware of who we are and our bodies, and we're more aware also that even they're getting older. Like, even the boys or your partner, it's getting older. So when they're all in the same like a kind of pool over here. Another thing that I want to talk about is masturbation. It's crazy how useful that is, how very, very useful that is. You can learn about yourself a lot. You can learn what you like, and you can transport whatever information you figured out about yourself with your sex life and with your partner, and it could be literally anything. And masturbation is connected also to so many other things that could be very healthy for you and your sex life. And it's, I don't know, porn made by women. Okay, there's so much nice porn out there made by women that it's like more realistic and more focused on, women's pleasure. Sex books, spicy books. I'm reading spicy books. I love them. There's like a beautiful love story with this spicy thing into it. And regarding that little note, I read a couple. Like, I read probably 3 or 4, and different writers. And it's crazy how, because of different writers, also the sex in those books is different. And it's really interesting. And she tells you a lot about actually every single person's sex life it's not the same. It's not like we're all different. We all like different things, and we all like different rhythms. And so if you're listening, young girls, just because your girlfriend or whatever is doing something and she's enjoying it doesn't mean that you have to be the same. Okay. You do you. Okay. You do you. connected to masturbation could be sex toys. There's so many sex toys. I literally Googled it like on the other day, and I was like, okay, let me see what we have out there. And it was insane. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm 30 years old. I still don't know a lot of things. So I will suggest you, if you never possess one, to go and buy one. Start with something small, something, chill, and then move forward and see how much you can push yourself, or what is the things that you like the most, or what you enjoy more. Okay. This is very useful because it can be also used in bed with your partner. I personally use it. I use sex toys with my partners because it's something that I really enjoy. And I'm not gonna do names, of course, but I want to tell you about this like little story that I looked at and I'd experienced. Okay, so there was a man in my life that I had sex with. I'm trying to find the words to say this with respect. And during our sex life, our sex experience together, I, wanted to introduce like sex toys because it's something that I enjoy, that I like. Nothing crazy. Okay. Nothing crazy. But, and he was feeling so emasculated by it, like that he wasn't enough. And I felt kind of ashamed and I felt kind of guilty. And it's not that I didn't use it. I did, but at the same time, it made me feel a little bit weird. It made me feel slightly weird that although I was trying to understand why he was feeling that way. And again, I was younger and I was putting him first in that case. And then I grew up a little bit. I stopped having sex with this guy and I had different experiences, and I had men actually loving it and be like, ooh, wow, yes, sure, let's do this. What would you like? Or men like that knew that I liked those type of things and brought things on the occasion. And I'm like, okay, what I'm telling you now, and I'm telling you that I'm not being very specific, I think it sounds like I'm, I don't know, so into crazy things like huge dildos. No, it's like regular vibrators, nothing crazy. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Please, if you like that, go for it. Oh my gosh, you have my I don't know, adoration if this is you, really. But that's it. Just like I wanted to share this story with you just so you can see that when we're younger and sometimes we try to put the other person in front of us, like on top, like, on the top list of priorities, and we should actually think about ourselves. Of course, I'm not saying, oh, do be super selfish and don't talk with your partner on what they like. No, of course. I don't know you, but for me, receiving and giving gives me the same satisfaction. So, but what I'm saying is just if they secure a cure to you or something like that happened to you, or will happen to you, just have a real talk. Try to explain everything and let them know that there's nothing to do with them. Literally has nothing to do with them. Sometimes we function in certain ways, sometimes we function in others, and we like different things. And actually being able to enjoy the moment and introduce maybe sex toys in your sex life, that's how you even explore more the sexuality with your partner, and you can try new things and have a better sex life. Okay, whew, I think I'm not breathing. Something else that it's related to being our 30s and sex life, it's also contraceptions. Now it's a little bit more different. I feel that in the past, I used to take contraceptions because I had to, because I didn't want to get pregnant. And it was the classic, pill or whatever. Like, I wasn't really getting into the specifics of whatever I was taking. I was not researching. I was just like, okay, whatever it is, so I don't have to think about it. and I had a bad experience with it. I also lost my libido because of it. And now that I'm in my 30s, I'm like, since I don't need it, I'm not going to take it. And since I also had bad experience with my past relationship and contraceptions, meaning that he wanted me to take it because he didn't want to wear a condom, and then I was feeling like he was not trusting me that I was taking it as if I wanted to, I don't know, so like he was a catch, so I needed to trap him or something. At 27 years old, whatever. And now I decided something like from that, I learned that in my 30s, even if I start a relationship right now, until I'm ready to go to the doctor and have some research and see what's the best for me, I'm not going to take any contraceptions. We're going to use the classic condom because there's nothing wrong with it. So if you ever have a guy annoying you because he doesn't want to use the condom because they're, I don't know, whatever problems they have, not your problem. Not your problem. Okay? This is a two-way street. It's a partnership. So they have to do their part. And then, maybe you will able to do yours whenever it's the time. So I feel that now I have more in power of, my own body and the decisions that I'm making regarding it. So whatever you're wanting to have kids or not, I hope you're making the decision of your contraception based on what you need, and what you like and how you feel, and not just based on, it's because, he doesn't want to wear a condom. Okay, please. I urge you to have a reflection around this. Okay. I don't know. I don't think I have anything else to say. I just wanted to share all of this with you and talk about sex a little bit more because it's been empowering to realize how much I'm doing it for myself and not for the other person anymore, and how much I feel confidence in my body now that I'm 30 years old. And so for you young girls that you're listening to this, no worries. No worries. It's gonna come. It's gonna come to you. Put yourself first. Have an open mind. Talk with your partner. Don't be ashamed of your body because you're gorgeous. I don't know you, but every time that I got naked with a man, they never walked out of the door. So I think we're doing something right, or not. And try to be more aware. Yeah, what do you like? And be open-minded, as I said, and share whatever you want to share with your partner. Have an open talk. And this is going to help you so much to have a better sex life and to have a better even feeling about yourself. So let's recap a little bit what we said. So we said that we do, as I said, we do want to feel very confident in our body, and so tune in with our mental health and be sure that everything is okay there because it's directly connected. Give ourselves some time and some self-love and explore our body and masturbations because it's amazing, and that's the best way to learn about ourselves and what we like. Talk with our partner about what we want to do and what we like, and give it time also. Sometimes it's important to give it time and listen to our bodies. And sex toys are fun, so that's another thing that we should always remember to maybe give it a look, and also to listen to our body and what we need regarding contraceptions, because that's very important. Okay, I think I recapped everything, and if you want to share with me some of your experiences, or if you feel the same way, or what you learn in your 30s now with your sexuality. Sometimes I have long talk with my girlfriends, and it's amazing how much we tune in the same way in all our experiences. And I don't know, we look back and we just laugh about some stuff we were scared of, like for our sexuality, or shame of, and now we're like, I can't live without that. So I will be very honored if you want just to share with me your experiences. Call to action. I'm sorry, I forgot to get a call to action. Call to action. It's kind of like the recap, but call to action, I will say, if you are in a relationship right now, I don't know, make a list of your fantasies or something that you want to try. Like, think about it right now. What is something that, when I say fantasy, what is the thing that comes up into your mind? I know it's there. I know you thought about it all episode. So just talk with your partner. Talk with your partner and be like, hey, babe, do you want to try something tonight? Do you want to try this? You know, it should be fun. If you're single, try to walk into a sex shop and, maybe purchase something. A late Christmas gift or early birthday gift. I was born in October, but it's never early enough for a birthday gift. So you can do something like that and try something new, and then transfer it with your partner whenever it's going to be the time to, meet the right person, or maybe have a nice date out with and some men. You never know. Okay, so I did the call to action. That's your action. You have to act right now. Go right now. Talk to your partner or to the sex toy shop. Okay, Vanessa, calm down. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. So if you want to share with me your experiences, or if after this episode you went to do those actions, please let me know. I want to know. I'm curious. Thank you so much for listening. DM me your experiences as Vanessa Di Rossi, or I cannot even remember the name of a podcast, 30 as Fuck podcast, the official page on Instagram. And share this episode on Instagram, put a like on my videos, please. That helps me a lot. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and see you next week. Ciao, ciao.
Yeah, here I am talking to you since I'm 30 as fuck.